G'day mates, as you all know, my name is Josh Bowles, and I am here today to present a narrative speech on the cultural differences between myself and Christian, a 21-year-old from Cronulla, Australia. Throughout my life, I have always thought that Australia and the United States cultures were very parallel to one another. Yet, throughout my interview, I came to realize that this misconception was buried in a shared language rather than cultural identity. But I'll explore more of that later. Most people truly do not realize the vast differences in Australian culture, many of which even I was unaware of until speaking with Christian earlier. Whether I'm making some brekkie or headed out to watch some footy with my mates, Australia proves to be completely unique, unlike any other. Moving forward, I will highlight three major categories and differences between not only Christian and I, but major differences he saw between his home culture and American culture as well. These 3 points are beliefs, behaviors, and language differences. First, why don't we tackle beliefs? Christian has an interesting viewpoint of Australian nationalism. When asked about pride, he stated that Australians do not necessarily see themselves as having the best country in the world, but still, the sense of nationalism is critically high. It has been known to even apparently start riots in this country. This is an interesting contrast to our American culture. As we know, Americans like to believe that we live in the best country in the world. Yet, our sense of nationalism is seemingly wavering. In events such as 9/11, our pride spikes, but when our country seems to be functioning normally, a sense of nationalism is truly hard to find. When speaking about riots, most riots in the United States occur due to shame in our country. Recent memories bring forth the Rodney King and Trayvon Martin riots, but as stated, those were out of complete shame and the decisions made by our country. Moving forward, Christian found a gap in the behavior of our societies. He finds that people are more laid back in Australia and have a more genuine approach towards interactions and friendship. This nature has been hard on Christian, as he has found it difficult to connect with people as easily as he does back home. I definitely agree with him in this regard. Americans are seemingly more self-centered than most foreigners I've ever met. Christian, like the other foreigners I've met, though, have a sense of compassion that is hard to find within an American. Our discompassion is being noted and noticed by others, and that is a very scary problem for our society. Lastly, the language barrier is actually more complicated than one may think between an American and an Australian. Yes, Christian and I both speak English, but our words can get very easily lost in translation due to different meanings behind the word. Furthermore, there are plenty of words in American English that aren't used in Australian English, and vice versa. For example, while Christian may say keen, I would say excited. Where he would say spewing, I would say mad or upset. Moreover, when you're getting G'd up, you're getting pumped up. Yet my personal favorite lies in that of a popular food brand in America. While the average American would say McDonald's or Mickey D's, the average Australian would say Macca's. I've actually caught myself using the word Macca's many times since earning his friendship. In conclusion, while our differences aren't as Americanized as thought, no, he isn't going to put a shrimp on the Barbie, at least not all the time, and no, a dingo did not eat his baby, speech between the two are for the most part similar. The most apparent differences truly lie, though, in our behavior and beliefs as Americans and Australians. Through this interview, though, I gained a strong understanding between the two cultures. It is my hope that we can all take the lessons presented in this lecture and become more globally enlightened. Thank you. I know.
That was such a